everybody. Happy Sunday. Well, it's Sunday for me. It will be Monday for you. So I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. You got some stitching done, had time to relax and do whatever it was you wanted to do for your weekend. I had, shop was open yesterday. We had stitching and it was busy. It was a very busy Saturday. I think I cut fabric for maybe little over 3 hours. I think I was cutting fabric. So that was a good thing. And then I came home. I was going to run out to the brass armadillo because I was watching someone else's YouTube video, and I saw something in her video that I wanted. But you never know when people have recorded their videos. So I sent her a comment and asked her, was that a recent video or was it older? And she said, she asked me to tell her what what clip it was in. So I sent her the timestamp and told her what it was. And I should have known then. But I didn't. And she said she'd gone back yesterday and it was still there yesterday when she went. So she never actually told me when she recorded that. So I was going to run out yesterday after work, but my feet were just too tired, and I knew it wouldn't be just to go right there and pick it up and then come back. And so I opted to wait until this morning. So Dan and I ran this morning, and it was gone. I don't think it was an item that would have been particularly popular with other people. So, and she had mentioned that it was an item that she really liked. So I'm going to guess she went and picked it up. But why she would have hidden that, I don't know. So, I suppose it could have sold. I just have a feeling it did sell to her. So I was disappointed. It was a picture, and I was going to put it in the entryway, but something else will come along and it will be better than that. So whoever bought it, I hope you enjoy it. Today's video, this is floss tube number 89. I'm going to show you what I've been working on. I might have kitted something up the other day, and a change in direction on another one. I've got the giveaway winner to announce, and then I will have an antique haul, not from today, from a couple weeks ago when I was there. And I'll probably chat a little bit about vacation, since everyone asked how vacation was or wished me a good vacation. I'll chat a little bit about that. Thank you everyone for all your wonderful comments about Kate and her stitching. She has not watched the video because she doesn't think she doesn't like to see herself. So I've passed along your comments to her, and I'm hoping that she'll join me in another video in the future when she's had a chance. Once she starts school, her stitching will slow down considerably. So we'll see how quickly she moves and has some progress to show. She's a pretty fast little stitcher, but anyway, thank you for your kind comments with regards to Kate and her stitching. So I think we'll start so that people aren't going, come on, quit talking, just get to the good stuff. I think we'll start with my stitching updates, and then we'll do the giveaway, and then I'll chit chat. So get something to drink or you're stitching, and sit back and enjoy the video. We're going to start with a Quaker Welcome, which looks like this. And as you might remember, if you've watched before, I'm kind of messing with the colorway on this one. So I am doing this on 40 count. It is, what is 40 count? Old Massachusetts, I believe, from Primitive Hair. And I have finished, yay, I have finished the letters and the numbers, and I'm done with that. Thank you, baby Jesus. So this is where I'm at as of last night. I think what I have done, well, I've done a lot since the last time I showed it. Finished up the alphabet, the numbers, the little doodads over the numbers, put in this little black flower here. I may have put the bird in there, and I started the leaves over here. So I am, I basically have these leaves, this flower, and these 5 items there. So I am closing in on another finish, which I'm very excited about. Very excited about this finish. Cannot wait to get it done. With my luck, though, then they'll, most of the stuff that I stitch gets put in the shop for a model. So I kind of keep that a little bit in mind when I choose things to stitch. I still choose things that I like personally, because eventually they're going to end up in my house. So it if I was a faster stitcher, this probably wouldn't be a problem. But I finished my peacock. I went to order more charts for the shop because I sold my last one, and they're no longer on the distributor's website, and that particular designer has not responded to my attempts to reach them, so to see if there's any place else I can get them from, which is a big disappointment to me. So the peacock may be coming home sooner than what I anticipated. My blue parrot may be lonely up there on the wall for a while. I don't know, or it may have company. We'll see. Let's see. This is not what I've worked. I've been working on Hawk Run Hollow. I am working on this block. I did finish this block, which is down here. Down here. No, down here. Because I switched things around a little bit. So I'm working on this block, and I have this part done, and then I've started stitching some of the border parts too, because I had this, what do you want to call it? I had this sudden fear. That's what we'll call it. This sudden fear that I was going to finish this block and it wasn't going to be the right size, like I put in an extra stitch or didn't have enough stitches. So I decided to kind of start bringing that down so that I can tell for sure. But that's the part that I've stitched right there. And then the brown, let's see, this way. The brown border lines here and here. So eventually I can bring it down on the side and make sure that I'm lined up correctly. So That, I think, grew overnight, every night after I worked on it. Because I stitched on that almost for a full week. Now granted, I'm a slow stitcher, but I thought it would have gone faster than that, but I was wrong. So I did get that done, and now it's on to some headstones, I think. Yeah, I'll probably move over and do this headstone and get over here so I make sure that I'm okay on the spacing. I don't know, I just had a sudden panic attack about it. Panic attacks are not good. Let's see, the next thing, I'm running out of room on my makeup table. Okay, so the next thing that I have been working on is Eliza's French Birds 1849 from JBW. I'm doing mine, of course, on a darker fabric. And this is, what shade? You don't want the back side. This is where I'm at. So I've come a long ways, I think. I mean, I'm not nearing a finish yet. I've got, what do I got? I've got this bird done. And I've come up this way. So I'm going to come over here. I've started over here. I'll come down and get this bird and then finish up the rest of the greenery. It's not a huge piece, so I don't know. I'm not working on it as much as I'm working on Hawk Run, because I have a goal there, you know. My goal is to finish that block by the end of the year. I mean, I really wanted it finished by the end of July, but you and I both know that was never going to happen. So I'll settle for by the end of the year. It would be great if I could get it done by the end of August. But I don't know. I kind of have a hankering to, you know, set these little goals, and get some things finished. But we'll see. And then I had a lady bring in some framing this week. Hi, Lori. I don't think she watches my videos, but she brought in some framing, and one of the things that she brought in was just the birds in Beloved, which cinched it for me. I just want to do the birds. It's a beautiful, beautiful sampler. And if I thought I would ever finish the whole thing, I would do the whole thing. But I don't think I probably ever will finish the whole thing. And I don't want it to languish. I want it to be in my bird, on my bird wall. So I had started this, see, I had started the border. But I'm going to rip it out and I'll use this fabric for something else someday, maybe. I've decided since I'm just going to do the birds, and you know I like my birds on kind of a vintagey green fabric. This is oatmeal. I think it's Fiber on a Whim, maybe. So I'm going to just stitch the birds on that. And I was looking at this chart. And I'm getting old. It's getting really hard for me to, you know, with the page divisions to figure out where I'm at and what I'm doing. So I made myself a good working copy and taped it all together, but I taped it showing the actual overlaps, and then I put it into my program on my iPad that way, and so that it's all put together in one now, so I should be able to follow it over and not lose my place so badly. Because I was struggling looking at it, and I figured if I was struggling just looking at it, stitching it was going to be a problem. And then I kitted up. I knew a year ago when this came out that I was going to have to kit it up. And I put it off and put it off, but this week was the week. So it is the 2023 Nutcracker from Shannon Christine Designs. And the reason why it popped back into my brain is because she's released the 2024 Nutcracker, which I'm probably also going to have. But this is the 2023 Nutcracker. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but you know, it has beads and it has Krennic. I think it has Krennic. Does it have Krennic? What does it have? Yeah, Krennic. Gold Krennic. But because of the beads, I'm doing it on 28 count. Ugh. There's nothing wrong with 28 count. You just have to use 2 threads, and I prefer 1 thread. So I'm going to suck it up. This is 28 count raw natural. I figure I would stick with raw natural because that way, you know, she does one she's already done 2024, and it'll look good on raw natural. And if she does another one next year, it'll look good on raw natural. So should I choose to do more, they'll be similar. Raw natural is not always exactly the same. It can be somewhat different. Yes, it can. But it'll be close enough that it's not gonna be an issue for me. So that concludes what Julie has been working on, because Julie's been pretty focused on, and there were a couple nights I haven't stitched. So that is everything I have touched. I feel like I kitted something else up too, but I didn't find it when I went looking. So anyway, we're going to move on to the winner. If you will recall, it is the October House Faded Flag. And if you'll recall, I stitched it differently. Mary, Roxy, me, and Sherry were all there the same day, and we all decided that we did not like the called for colors. So we switched it up and we stitched it separately, and I did not grab that to show you again. But you can go back to, I think it was the last regular video before, so it would have been 87. Floss tube number 87. If you want to see my finish on this. So we simplified it, and we did it 2 different colors. I know that this is Cayenne from Weeks. This is Classic Colorworks, and I can't remember what I said it was. But anyway, and then I just used flax, which I haven't got right now, but I will send a little bit of flax along with you. Floss that's flax for the stars. Although you really, on mine, cannot tell that I stitched it. So you could leave them empty if you wanted to, but I will send some along anyway. And I said I would include a cut of fabric. So this is 36 count Tobias. You've got 2.5 inch borders on it, which should be plenty, and the floss, which should also be plenty. And then I will send that along to the winner. I had YouTube. I had a random picker. I had asked for you guys to use the word bird in your comment, and thank you for your comments. So the winner of the random, I don't know, can you see that? YouTube random comment picker is Vicki Kennedy 9644. You are the winner. If you would send me an email, the email is in the comment section or in the drop down section below. Send an email to Reflections. It's Juliet@reflections-framing.com. I will be happy to get that sent out to you. I'm going to give you a week. So a week from tomorrow, when you're watching this, which will be the 29th, so the following Monday, if I haven't heard from you, I will choose another winner. And thank you everyone for participating in that little giveaway. Took me a while to get it done, but I did. Okay, so that's all I have to show you. I was just going to chat a little bit. I already told you about the fact that I can't get my peacock chart at this time. I'm hoping to be able to get it again at some point. I will be showing you some antiques here in just a minute. Vacation was fine. The weather was not great. It kind of was cold and windy and wet. Poor Dan, who'd gone for fishing purposes, was not able to catch any fish. I think he got a nibble once or twice, but that was the extent. They did get a tubing trip in. It rained on them on their tubing trip, but they still had a good time. By the time it was done, it was hot out, so that was like the one day that it got nice enough and hot outside. Otherwise, it was decent. I mean, I didn't mind. I was inside. I wasn't going outside into nature, and I'm glad I made that decision because I'm highly allergic to mosquito bites, and I was taking a nap in my chair last Friday, a week ago Friday night, and some mosquito must have come in with the dogs, and he got me, and my whole face was swollen and my hand was swollen up, and I still have off and on days where I just start itching again, which has always happened for me with mosquito bites. You know, they'll initially go away and then a couple days later they come back. I get the welts again and the itchiness again. So it's better than it was, though. I was very, very itchy, and I can't take Benadryl, so it was not pleasant. So I'm glad I made the decision not to do the outside while we were on vacation. So I was perfectly fine because I just sat inside and stitched. But I think the little kids were probably a little bit disappointed, and I know Dan and Ben were disappointed in their fishing experiences. But otherwise it was, vacation was good. We went to the gift store, and we did a little roadside trip to Chambers, Nebraska, and visited an antique store there. And that was about it. That was it. We got home. I'm glad I had a day or so to, get back home and get the laundry done and before going back to work. So next year she screwed us again, and we only have it for a week. I did enjoy being there for 10 days. It was very relaxing for me. Like I said, we played dominoes one night. We made a big old jigsaw puzzle. I did do mostly stitching in the evenings while they were doing other games, but yeah, it was a good vacation. very relaxing. Let's see. Anything else I know? I sent out retreat registration to the people who had been at retreat previously, and as of right now, we are full. I am taking which is good. Everybody that went last time is coming again, which means they had a good time the last time, and that is my goal. But I am taking I'm making a wait list in case something should change for someone. I think I have 3 people on it now, but you're welcome to put your name on the wait list, and I will let you know if we end up having room for you. And I will do that as, first come, first served. So if you had been thinking about coming, Paulette Stewart has designed our retreat piece this time. So I'm kind of in a scramble because I just got a picture of it 2 weeks ago now, and a supply list. So now I'm kind of scrambling to make sure I get everything, because it's in October. So I'm going to be busy. We've got the Expo Needlework Marketplace, online needlework marketplace coming up. So watch the Facebook page for pictures that I'll be posting. I'm not going to do it quite as quickly as I do for Nashville, because there's 100 other million things I'm trying to get done right now. So, but I will be posting. So if you see anything you want me to order, let me know. And anything else I know in shop news? Not a lot. Had a lot of new people in lately, so that's been nice. It's always nice to see new people. I wish I could get some younger people in there, but so far we've got a few younger people, but not a ton. I wish more Kate's age would pick up stitching, but I think that's a pipe dream. I don't think most 15-year-olds can sit still that long. So anyway, I think that is all for this time. Luckily, I just happened to look down. My computer has been shutting itself off in the middle of recording, so I'm going to end this now while it's still recording. There will be another segment of antiques after this, so if you're interested in that, you can continue to watch. If you're not interested in antiques, then you may go on about your day, and I hope it's a good one. You all take care until I see you the next time. Bye. So let's move on to the antique portion of this video. For those of you who are not interested in antique hauls, you may click off and go about your day. I hope you enjoyed the previous portion. If you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing or hit the like button. It all helps with the analytics and the algorithm. So I would appreciate it greatly if you could do one, both, everything. Yeah. So, okay. Whilst we were on vacation, I had looked up antique stores in the vicinity of the lodge. And there was one showing up in Chambers. Well, actually, that's not right. I didn't do that. I was at the gift shop. Ooh, I need my sign from the gift shop. Where did I put that? It's in a bag. It's in a bag. Maybe out in the library. Paper bag. Only about this big. It's a sign. we were at Maryland's, Something Special by Maryland's, which is the best gift shop in Nebraska. If you haven't been there, what is going on up here? If you're ever in Atkinson, Nebraska, traveling through, you might want to swing by because it's a really good gift store. And she had mentioned, because I asked her, well, there was a thing, which I can show you part of it. She had a display there. It wasn't, the whole thing wasn't for sale, or I would have bought the whole thing. But parts of it were for sale. And so I bought the parts that were for sale, and I'm on the hunt for the rest of it now. But she had mentioned that there was, I asked her if there were any good antique stores, and she had mentioned the one in Chambers, Nebraska. It's called Doggone Good Antiques. It's worth a visit. Not a really large place, but she has lots of things in there. And one of the days that we were not doing anything, Melanie, Marcia, Kate, and I took a road trip. It's about a 40-minute drive there. And we checked the place out, and I bought a few treasures. I was the only one that bought some treasures. Marcia had one that she wanted, but she decided against it. And Melanie and Kate did not find anything that they wanted. But so anyway, I'm going to start with what we found there. How about the birdhouse? Was that in the bag too? So backing up, I'm going to start with what I found at Maryland's. Now, these aren't antiques, but well, this one isn't. I don't know about the other thing. Probably not. It's probably made from rusty, crusty things. But anyway, this sign struck me as funny because it's how I feel 99% of the time anymore. It says, "I do not have ducks or a row. I have squirrels, and they're everywhere." And that just struck me as funny. And I was thinking those, the new little animals that Stacy Nash did for market, the squirrel, might be cute in a display with this sign. Don't you think? Could have a little duck too, maybe. She hasn't done a duck, but Stacy, if you're watching, which I doubt you are, you could do a little duck to go with it, and then it would be a really cute little sign. So that was the one thing, and then this is part of the other thing. No, this is man-made. There's also a bird that goes with it. I don't know where the bird is, but it's in the bag somewhere. But it's a birdhouse, and it has a little bird that clips onto the little pointy outy thing. What? Stoop. I don't think that's called a stoop. It's a peg. It's a sticky outy thing. See, sticks out. And it was mounted on an old post, for lack of a better word, and then in an old galvanized tub, and it had flowers around it. But above this, it had a handle and an old door latch. And it's just really a neat display. But the whole thing wasn't for sale, just that part of it was for sale. So we got to find a rusty, crusty, galvanized pot. And then I've got to find an old, crusty door with the hinge that you turn the knob and the thing comes out. Anyway, I'm not a good describer of things. So I found those at Maryland's, and then she recommended the Chambers store. So we decided to take a road trip, and I found a few little items there. She was really excited because she had just gotten into, there's a craft show that happens in the Ralston Arena every fall, and she had just been accepted into that craft show. Apparently it's a big thing to get in. You have to set up a pretend booth, and send them pictures, and you've got to prove to them that you're going to have enough product for the show so that you're not running out. It's expensive, and she was really excited, and she, wants us to make sure that we go and see her, and we're supposed to make sure we tell her we've been in her store. So, I like to support small businesses, and so I was wandering around trying to find certain things that I could purchase, and this was one. She had a whole bunch of ball jars with mother of pearl buttons. I don't think they're all mother of pearl, but a good number of them are mother of pearl buttons. So I picked that up because you always need buttons. I spotted this. This was the first thing I spotted. Just a little metal pedestal for $5. You can use these to put a little pillow in with some buttons or stuff to kind of nestle it down, and a pair of scissors. At work, I have a taller, bigger one that I use to put my safety pins in for the fabric information cards that I pin to the fabric when you buy it. When you buy fabric by the square inch and not the pre-cuts. Pre-cuts have a barcode on them. But it's a very versatile little piece, and I am looking forward to finding a perfect location for that. I also found this platter. There's no markings on it. Someone painted the backside gold. I don't know why you would do that, but it matches. I don't know if you can, like, the design is the same as this one back here, and I've got a couple other ones. In my head, eventually, I will have enough to do like a display on a wall somewhere of the cream-colored platters. And then I got this big one. This one is marked. I don't have. Can you grab a pair of my glasses from back there? This one is marked. I want to say it's marked China. Thanks, hon. Can you hold that for a second? Dan's being my assistant. Yeah, but what's the rest of it? K, T, and K, and then there's an S and a line and a B, and then China 25 something. But it's got some good, crazing on it. I like crazing. Dan's handing me a glove because a year or so ago I went to an antique store and I asked if he had anything, that had the crazing and the brown staining, and he looked at me like I was nuts, and he said, I wouldn't sell anything like that. That's full of bacteria. I'm like, that's not like I want to eat off of it. It's for display. So anyway, it's big. It's a big one, and it's pretty significant in weight. I'm going to give that one back to you. Then I found, these are getting really expensive in the stores. And this one was very reasonably priced. And so I went ahead and bought it. It looks like someone had a tag laying on it here that's kind of discolored that, but I don't mind that kind of thing. But it'll look good on that shelf out in the pantry. I've got a shelf, and it'll look good sitting up on there with maybe the white platter in front of it or something. And I also bought one other item from that store, the big item. It's a mirror. It's one of the project pieces that I'm not going to show today because it needed a little help, but it was she was asking 200, and I was hemming and hawing, and she said, or you can make me an offer. And so I made her an offer, and she accepted the offer. And so I brought it home. And I will show that to you when I get it ready to go. When it's all cleaned up and ready to hang, and I gotta paint a wall because I'm gonna hang it in the entryway, and the entryway needed painting anyways. So poor Dan, I've just added another project to his list. But he just rolls with the punches, bless his heart. So that's everything that I found there, minus the one item I'm not showing you. Then Dan and I went on a little adventure, and I have a few things to show you from that. So if you'll remember, in the last video with Connie, I had mentioned a cake plate that I had left behind at the Aardvark in Lincoln. And I haven't been able to quit thinking about it. So we made a run to Lincoln. Had so much good stuff this time that I had to leave things behind, and there are things that I'm still thinking about. Remember that little silver teapot? That was
like a watering can?
No. It had the lid on it. It was kind of tall, and there were two of them in that case. One was decorative and one was not. I wish I'd gone back and got that. I don't remember. But it was really cute, and I wish I had picked it up. There was just so much that I said, nope, I can't do it. I can't do it, because I knew if this item, that cake plate, was still there, I was going to get it. And it wasn't what I would consider inexpensive. For me, inexpensive is less than $25. I'm kind of cheap when it comes to antiques. So, and I knew this one was pricey. I also knew that particular antique store does not let you make an offer, even if you're buying several things from that same vendor. It has to be over $100 before you can make them an offer. So I knew I was going to be buying that. And then we had found a second piece that was also kind of in the same price range as the cake plate. And so I had to kind of dial it back a little bit as to what I bought, because I knew I was going to be spending more on these two items. So, but the cake plate was still there. I didn't know if it would be, because it's been a month and a half at least. And, it's got the daisy and button design on it. I think it probably at one time had a cake covering thing, cloche thing, but I'm not going to use it to hold a cake. I'm going to use it for displaying things on. But it's just, I love the sparkle of this particular pattern. And it was just beautiful when I saw it, and I knew I was going to have to go back and get it. And so I was feeling anxious, like someone else was going to buy it if I didn't get back there. So we made a run. Also in the daisy and button is this little bowl that I found. I'm pretty sure it's going to glow if you put a black light on it, but neither Dan or I can find our. One year at Christmas, I gave him one and he gave me one, a little flashlight, and neither one of us can find our flashlights. So, but I can, this would be great for an Easter display. It would work any time of the year because the color is kind of a yellowy green, so you could use it pretty much any time of the year. You can even put Halloween in here because it's kind of that acidy green color. Couple of little pillows. You can fill it with buttons or spools. Lots of different uses for it. But I got it mostly because I think it's going to glow and be pretty. What else did I get there? I got these there, right? This I got just because it's so darn stinking cute. Just a little old, probably nutmeg grater, maybe. But I just thought it was cute because I have another rounded one, but it's bigger. So I'll hang those together. I found this little, again, this is an ironstone piece. It was $6. It's got a little bit of the glazing on it that I like. The pattern is a little bit different from the other ones that I showed you, but similar. And there is a marking on the back, but where'd the glasses go? Johnson Brothers, England. So it's pretty. Again, thinking my display. And then I think this is the last thing that I got from that trip. Little bingo cards, just old bingo cards. There's 3 of them. And these work real well in the old metal flower frogs. You can just stick them in there. I probably can't because of the thing, but you can stick them in there and use them for displays. It'd be cute kind of with a, next to a sampler or something, just part of a display. So I got that. Then this is an item you can, if you've got things to do, I can reach everything else. Or you can just sit there. It's fine. Thank you for your assistance. This is an item Marcia found. Marcia is our daughter-in-law. And she found this at a garage sale. And she said it looked like something I might like. Well, yes, it is. I have quite a few of these spools. But I never had I think it's called a shuttlecock. And it's used for weaving. You weave this in and out, or you can use it as a weapon because that's pretty dang sharp. So I'm sure it could do at least cause some pain. So thank you, Marcia. I do love it. Oh, I forgot this one that we got on our adventure. I had previously shown my flag finish. And in my head, I wanted to mount it on a vintage rolling pin. And so I could either put it in a rolling pin stand, or you can, twist wire and have it hang by the thing. So I found a vintage rolling pin with red on the handles with the right amount of distressing to make me happy. Dan helped with that. And I'll wrap it around there and display it that way. I haven't figured out exactly how I want to do the ends of it, but I will figure it out, and then it will become a model in the shop. So that was a goal achieved. What you doing? He's drawing something on my box. Oh, the rolling pin thing. Will look something like that if I can find one. They do have them. I found a green one when we were there.
You want it out of acrylic though, right?
But I want it clear, yeah. I don't want a wood one. I want a clear one, so it kind of disappears. This is an item that I did buy off of eBay because I thought it was so pretty. And it will go up in my bedroom most likely because it's the color pink. But it's a swan, but it's also flower frog. So I will put that up in the bedroom and probably put little scissors in there so that, because I do stitch up in my bedroom sometimes, and I don't know about you, but I'm always losing my scissors. I mean, not permanently losing, but I put them down in places and then I never can find them. So having a few upstairs is not going to be a bad thing. But isn't it pretty? It's that frosted pink. It's in good condition. Love it. And then Connie and I kind of have a competition going as to who has the better flower frog collection. She has a really, really good one. She purchased a vintage rounded glass cabinet from me. I no longer have room for it. I'm running out of room for things. At some point, I'm going to have to start getting rid of some things, but and I did. She purchased that from me, and she's got all of her flower frogs in it, and it's a beautiful display. Maybe sometime, I don't remember if we showed it, pictures of it. I can't remember, but it's a beautiful display. But anyway, we kind of, oh, I forgot that one, didn't I? Oh. Well, I'm going to continue with this. So I found these. They're just a little, probably pressed glass. It's not cut glass. It's not sharp. With a metal top on it. And I found it in the vintage smoke color. And then, what are you doing?
It's the squirrel thing.
Yeah. And an amber color. I've seen it in a clear, but on eBay, but she wanted too much money for it. It was, the top was really roached. This one's not in the best of conditions. The smoke one is in better condition, but this one, but the one that with the clear was pretty roached out. So for what she was asking compared to what these were, I said no. So those will go in my cabinet with my flower frogs. And someday I hope to have as good a collection as what Connie does. But it does make it difficult when we go shopping together. Because, we have that rule, first person to see it gets first dibs. And a lot of times, the sneaky little woman, she deliberately walks ahead of me so that she can see things before I do. And this is one I forgot from Dan and I, our recent trip. It is a jar of spools. I was really excited to see it because it has all these cool little short stubby spools in it, in different little sizes with the thread still on them. There's like 3 sizes right here, and shapes, and then it's got some of these shapes in it, and then just your regular. But it was very reasonably priced, considering the cool spools that are in it, and they can sometimes go for a lot of money. So that, I think, is it with the. I wanted to get this recorded so that I could start putting things away, because sometimes I put them away and then I forget what I've shown and what I haven't. So I wanted to make sure I got this recorded so that I could start putting things away. The house is kind of a mess. So that concludes the antique haul, and this will be added to something else, so I don't know if there'll be any more after this or not, but there'll be at least a closing. So I'm not going to say goodbye right now. I'm going to say see you in the next clip. Well, I hope you enjoyed the antiques. I will have more in the next regular video, since Dan and I did go on another adventure today. But I think this is going to conclude this video now, and I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you for liking, thank you for commenting, thank you for subscribing, all the things. Thank you. I appreciate it greatly. I really appreciate your comments and the time that you take to make them. So have a great week. Next week's video will be a chart of the day video. So stay tuned for this next antique and stitching update video in 2 weeks. Should be when it happens, I think. And take care till next time. Bye.